How Lyft reactivated me within an hour after a false accusation, but it didn't end well, not in my opinion. I've been really enjoying my time as a Lyft driver. Something really bad happened. Deactivated. Back on the road in an hour. That's amazing. Such a good job. I've been really happy driving Lyft. Makes what just happened even worse. I would hate to lose the privilege to be able to drive Lyft because of a false accusation. How I got back in an hour. I paid attention to my phone. I went home, but I kept looking at my phone to see what the app would do. First screen, it shows you they're going to ask for feedback. I'm ready to give my feedback. It's the most important thing in the world to me at this point. What made this extra stressful for me was getting deactivated from Uber, because when I started being able to drive Uber and Lyft, it changed my life. I've always had back pain. I'm able to rest when I feel I need rest. I feel better than ever right now. Driving Uber and Lyft, I have a lot to thank them for. Now, Lyft in particular, because it's so much less stressful. I've had really good experience driving Lyft, but also the passengers have always been nice. And yesterday, I did pick up some passengers that were unusually, as long as I've been doing this job, when you get passengers in a negative frame of mind, don't care about you, and you feel that energy. I was feeling it yesterday. It was raining hard, and I go to pick up this couple, and they have a dog, a big lab. Usually people are really responsible for their dogs. Keep in mind, I own my Tesla. The dog gets in like it was getting in the back of a pickup truck. Wet, dirty feet, like mud all over. I wish I had video of this. I've been turning on and off my camera. I should always have it on for pickups, right? And I didn't. I'm used to things happening and being able to just keep my cool. Oh, your dog got the seat all wet. Woman's like, it's raining. Her boyfriend or whatever gets into the front seat, and the dog is actually really well behaved, and the ride was kind of tense, and the guy's like, hey, I'm going to tip you like $10. And then he shows me that he tips me $10. As we drive, I'm like, hey, that's where Super Bad was. That's where they burnt the police card in Super Bad. We're having a nice conversation. I drop them off. Thanks, guys. Pick somebody else a block away, drop them off. I'm right by my house thinking like, you know what? It's raining too hard. I'm going to go home, eat some food. And that was actually kind of lucky that I got to deal with this while I was at home. But I look at my app and I see I'm deactivated. It must have been those passengers. I am in huge trouble. Like, this could be really bad. How could somebody do that to a driver? It's criminal. And then there's nothing we can do about it. I feel like I should go to the police and tell them what happened. I'm curious if they could do anything. I mean, it shows that I'm being deactivated for a safety concern. And then there's a list of the different things. And one of them is not allowing someone with a service dog, which I'm thinking, well, they can't say that I didn't let them, but that didn't end up even being the report, which, I don't even want to go into. That doesn't matter. The point is, it was a false report. When I told my parents what the report was about, they were just, there's no way. Finally, somebody comes on to the text. What do you have to say for yourself? They did not in those words, without referring to any passenger or trip. They want to know if I have anything to say. And so I mentioned how I had the issue with the people with the dog. And then to my surprise, the report had nothing to do with that. I have to be able to defend myself here. You can't accuse me of a crime, just get away with it. But that's the reality of rideshare right now. It encourages these passengers. How many times can you do that? Are there passengers out there that have done this multiple times and you still let them ride? And if you deactivated multiple drivers because of one passenger, I'm sure they're looking at these details, but I just have to wonder. I know I shouldn't be deactivated on Uber. What did I do? But after going through this experience, I'm like, oh no, I should be back on Uber. I need to figure out what to do about that. There's something needs to be done about these passengers doing these false reports. And you got to tell us something to help us feel better, because I see Lyft doing such a good job. I'm so happy driving. They've been trying to improve. There's so many great things, like how I can just go make the day that I want to make. I could take the trips that I want to take, deny the trips that I don't want. I get paid to drive to pick people up. A 1 mile trip ends up being a good trip because I'm getting paid for the whatever it is to go pick up this person and then take them a mile. Really great to be a driver right now. I'm so stressed now. That was the great thing about Lyft, is that it wasn't as stressful as Uber. They do take better care of the drivers in all sorts of reasons, for all sorts of ways. But then this is the ultimate stress now, where I'm out driving Lyft and at any moment someone can make a false report and I could end up being permanently deactivated. I started writing a letter to the CEO, David Reiser, just touch base, like, hey guys, I love what you guys are doing. Oh, what a scary thought. You think of all the people that love their job at a big company and then all of a sudden they're just fired after 10, 20 years. I would hate for it to happen based on a false report. Just because some people are just terrible people. That, like, what kind of person could do something like that? Mind blowing. Something that I've realized though, driving for these companies, is what's important is the outcome. So I'm back on the road within an hour. It's just incredible that they've worked it out this way, that they're actually trying to do the things that are going to give the driver a better life. That feeling, losing my access to Uber, was one of the most stressful things I've ever been through in my life. So the way I felt for an hour yesterday was just wow. Like, wow, Lyft, like, thank you so much for getting me back online. What could I do to improve? Keep that dash cam running. And this is so sad because we're supposed to be the captain of our ship. We're supposed to make sure everybody puts on their seatbelt. Trip was pleasant. All I did was give them a little bit of static in the beginning because it was like, whoa, your dog got the seat all wet. But I was so calm about it. I was so professional about it. I could just, because I told somebody to put on the seatbelt, somebody will get mad and do a false report. Like, that's all it takes. So ticked off that I said something about their dog getting my seat wet, as professional as I can be. And then I'm going to be accused of crimes and possibly lose access to, oh my God, this is horrible. What they're doing is committing a crime, but their privacy still has to be maintained. It's like the drivers that are following the rules are the ones that are going to get these false reports, because they're the ones that are telling the passengers like, oh, you have to do this or that. The drivers that are just driving people without car seats and letting people do whatever they want, they get left alone. Why would you want to encourage drivers to not tell the passengers to follow the rules? Safety rules. The irony here, like, I'm being accused of a safety issue. It's raining, she says. It's raining. I could have gotten a towel out of the back. I didn't know you were going to have the dog just like walk all over the whole back, envisioning the fake leather just getting damaged. I'm putting links to all these things in the description. If you want to test drive, so I really would like to get points for Tesla. And it would help me if you go do a test drive. You would enjoy it too. They do these half-hour presentations. I'll get points if you use my code. So I got to get that into the description. But also there's something in there for Upside. If you're buying gas still, use Upside to save money. It goes straight into your account. If you're not using Upside, you're throwing away money. Every day I look at my email and people that I referred to Upside are using it. Open a bank account with Chime and do a direct deposit. I've been getting my pay on Tuesday. What day do you guys get your money from Lyft? Because apparently I'm getting it 2 days early. You could get money anywhere. That's why I got my Chime account. So if I ever need to get cash, I don't have any fees. And I could go to 7-Eleven, Walgreens, Target, sign up for Lyft. If you like driving, you're going to love driving Lyft. Like 200 trips or something, 220 in 30 days. You'll get a whole extra bonus of like $600. I don't even know. I have to look it up. What else? Free Tax USA. I mean, it's tax season. So yeah, it's Tax Act I've been using forever. I really like Tax Act, but they raised their prices. Because we're drivers, we have to pay the most expensive plan that they have. Go to Free Tax USA. I think it ended up costing me like $50. So I saved a lot of money. So I'll have all that in the description, hopefully. Should I get a car seat, like a cover, I'm thinking? Like, I just don't want to make it uncomfortable for other people just to protect my seats. But then look what happens.